Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Cowboys Fan Show. Zach and I, alongside Tyler Ortega, Scott Jeter, not Derek, and Kimberly Temple. Kimberly, take it away.
All right, so for the skinny this week, you guys, I know it's a hot topic, and there's graphic images coming, so if you choose not to watch, please turn away. Greg Hardy, it may not be relevant anymore to a lot of people, but it is just recently coming up in the media again. Images have been shown, released, that are allegedly were not in the hands of the commissioner or the league until now. It's Deflategate got Tom Brady 4 suspensions, so people are angry that Hardy only got 4 for the same thing. Beating his girlfriend, not the same as cheating or allegedly cheating, but either way, both are alleged charges. Guys, thoughts?
Just a pathetic human being.
I don't want to give him airtime, but at the same time,
We have to
my
talk about
biggest argument is that the league needs to change their rules, that every crime does not fit a 4-game suspension. There are different degrees, and I think each individual team has every right to choose whether they keep a player or not. It's their money, whatever you said. But at the same time, something like this, there's no reason he should still be playing, because you're telling this victim his value on the field is more important than her life is valued. And you're just showing the league
well,
that
if that was the case, she wouldn't have settled with him out of court.
It doesn't matter what you settle with.
She would have taken him to court.
Oh, okay. All right. That's fine. That's your opinion. But it doesn't, no court case is going to give her relief from being violently abused,
Scott.
allegedly.
I do have an opinion on the matter. And you brought up a very interesting point with me today. That's something I didn't think of before. You're comparing what happened here to Deflategate. And we spoke a little bit about this before.
We did, yeah.
My honest opinion is I think that Tom Brady should have been punished worse than Greg Hardy in this situation. Not because
I agree with you on that.
However, what Tom Brady did, was I think it directly affects the integrity of the football game.
It does.
Of all games.
Yep.
You know, it's like saying that it's okay to cheat, which...
Yeah.
So, Greg Hardy, despicable act that he did? Absolutely. There's no defending that. There's no defending the fact that there are people out there that say, hey, this guy shouldn't be playing football or whatnot. I understand where they're coming from. Yes, different people come from different types of walks of life, and these photos, they're going to hit certain people differently. You know, people are going to have stronger feelings about these. Some people are just going to say, whatever, it's football. Why are we talking about this?
Yeah.
But when you're sitting there as a family and you're watching football, and then this is an issue, it's got to be addressed. I mean, what, 80% of guys hanging out on Sunday are watching football with who?
Right.
Their families, their kids. So the fact that these are on the screen, it's hard to ignore.
It's a tough topic to discuss, really. I mean, we usually have a lot of fun on this show, and this is a very serious topic. And in all honesty, like I said, I think Greg Hardy is a pathetic human being for putting his hands on a woman. I think that is Jerry Jones' team, and he could do what he wants with his money, but I think he's a pathetic human being for signing Greg Hardy. And I really don't want to talk about him anymore. I don't want to give him the time of day. Greg Hardy is completely useless to me, even defensively, except with those 5 sacks against Tom Brady. Sorry. You have to talk about his play on the field, like Scott said, because that's the most important thing to an NFL fan. What does he do on the field? He's a great, great football player and a pathetic human being.
Which is the main relevance here, is that he is an amazing football player, an outstanding athlete. He has proven his value on the field. The point that I'm making is that this league needs to adjust their rules, because one guy can do one thing and another guy do a completely different thing, but they both suffer very similar consequences.
I mean, would you have to agree with that?
Yes, to a degree. But I think in the Hardy matter, you know, it's kind of ridiculous that it takes photos to come out for this kind of stuff, you know, to be blown up to this proportion. But rightly so. You know, we're in 2015, where social media is very prevalent. You know, you get leaks left and right for everything. So do the pictures make it worse? Absolutely. You know, the Ray Rice video came out. He was immediately cut out. He still hasn't been signed to a team.
And there's the key difference there right there as well. I mean, he goes on ESPN. He apologizes for what he did. He says he wants to give back to the community and make sure that kids don't have to go through this experience and not have to, you know, do what he did, really. Greg Hardy's not saying anything. Jerry Jones is defending him.
Jerry Jones
the
has said it for
Jerry
him,
Jones is defending Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy did come out. He sent out, I think it was a couple of tweets. It was not necessarily an apology. It was clearly somebody in his PR firm told him, hey, this is getting around. You got to say something. Was it sincere? Probably not. I mean, we see his actions on the field every Sunday, whether it's whether it's a stupid foul, hitting somebody, slapping the clipboard out of the coach's hands,
yelling at the special teams
fighting
players.
with your teammates.
Absolutely.
Just little things like that. And I don't think he gets it. I've been a Cowboys fan since '93. Yes, he does perform on the football field, but frankly, I do not want him on our team.
And it makes you think. Performance-enhancing drugs, perhaps, influencing the way he's acting. Seriously, because those are all symptoms. I mean, Chris Benoit, WWE. I mean,
see, I wouldn't even go that far. What I said last week, like I said, Greg Hardy is just a mean, big, nasty guy. He's always been a bully. I'm willing to bet that when he was growing up, he was always the biggest kid in his class. Nobody ever picked on him. And football is a violent sport. It's a very violent sport. Every single play, you're hitting the guy next to you with all that you can. So I think that just transitions over with him off the field, and he doesn't know how to control it.
I don't think that we can make any type of assumptions or accusations, for that matter, about anything. It is what it is. Now, the Ray Rice video, these photos, you're not going to convince me, not for a second. These aren't things that the commissioner/league hadn't already seen before, man.
I'm being told here we do need to move on because we were giving this guy way too much airtime. Let's talk about someone that he actually came through to play for the Dallas Cowboys, Matt Cassel.
Matt Cassel this week, I think is kind of finally getting into a groove with the Cowboys. He has Des Bryant back, and he's starting to look more like a quarterback on the field just in time for Tony Romo's upcoming return. Is Cassel going to get familiar with his offense and then Romo step right back in?
Oh, yeah.
Terrible timing, and we all wish it had happened sooner, but he did look a lot better this game than he had in the past, and props to him for that. Yeah. I think he still has stuff to work on, but improvement.
I mean, how could you argue with the 3 touchdowns?
Yeah, right? Absolutely. Dez comes out, he opens up the field, you get a lot of the guys, like I said, you get Beasley and you get Witten. Terrence Williams had a couple of good plays, had a big drop. Those guys are able to get one-on-one, get a little bit more open. So Dez, definitely the big plus this week.
And how about that defense for the Dallas Cowboys?
Tyler and I kind of talked about this yesterday. The defense, and I know he'll touch on it again, the defense has not been on their A game really a whole lot, and especially in this game against Philadelphia, they didn't look like they even knew what blocking a pass or anything was. They had holes everywhere, and players weren't making their plays the way that they should, the way that they're paid to do.
Okay, is that an effect of the Lee injury and the fast-paced Philadelphia offense?
No, not even necessarily. Fast-paced offense clearly made a difference. However, I mean, you can't blame it on that. You haven't heard anything from these guys for weeks now. I mean, DeMarcus Lawrence, he's getting no sacks. Tyrone Crawford should have had a Pro Bowl season. Where's he at, man? And yeah, Greg Hardy is on that same side right there, so it's not like he's picking up all kinds of double teams. He's not. I honestly believe that this week, Rolando McClain, J.J. Wilcox should be wearing DeMarco Murray jerseys, man. They just disappointed me. On 3rd and 3, losing contain on the edge, letting DeMarco run for 20, that's half a turnover to me.
It's huge.
There are a lot of guys on this team that just aren't making plays. I mean, Terrence Williams, number 83, a couple of big drops in those games. Those are half turnovers. Those we punted because of several of those things. Rolando McClain didn't have an off season. He had a knee scope. He was suspended for 4 games. He's rusty, and it shows. In this game, he was tired. He was behind on every play. It looked like he forgot how to tackle, and we got eaten up, especially without Sean Lee in there, because there's no linebacker help there for him.
Absolutely, and then our secondary, we lost Scan before the year even started.
Right.
So I mean, there's another huge hit to the Cowboys defense.
And people like to blame the quarterback situation in Dallas. They like to blame Whedon and Cassel. I'm not saying they've had amazing seasons, but if the defense would have stepped up for the Cowboys in quite a few of those games, there's just 2 completely different stories right now. Just like I said about the Eagles at the beginning of the season, they could either be 13-3 or 3-13. Yeah. It's that close, and that's the same thing with the Cowboys.
Losing as many games. I mean, what do we got? 4 games that are 1 possession that we've dropped this year. I mean, clearly, if Romo's in, it's more than a 1 possession type of swing. We're going to win those. But we have players on this team. Terrence Williams had a phenomenal offseason. They were talking about how good he was going to do this year, and he just has not produced. Pass interference in the end zone. Come on, man.
Yeah,
that's a game-changing play.
We'll look ahead to Tampa Bay next week with T.O.'s Keys to the Game and Scouting Report in segment number 3. Don't go anywhere.